Man, welcome back to JMK TV. I am your boy Joshua Medical. My goodness, the World Cup is almost here, ladies and gentlemen. The World Cup. Yes, you heard me correctly. The World Cup is almost here. We're talking about in 2 days' time in Qatar. We get to see which country triumphs to the World Cup. Um, it's a massive one. It's a massive one. It's a bit different considering that this one is in the winter, and for most of us that are not, well, even for the players and for the fans, this is a bit inconvenient. But here we are, right? We got to do what we got to do. Um, so yeah, we're gonna go through our World Cup predictions. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it here. So we're gonna go step by step. We're gonna start by the groups and then go to the knockout stages all the way to the finals, and then I'm basically going to show you guys my predictions in terms of what I believe will happen in this World Cup. And you guys can also go ahead and drop a like, drop a subscribe, and also comment down below who you believe is going to actually be crowned champion of the world. So here we go. Let's try to get into this here. It's an exciting time, guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's feeling the same way, but this is going to be an exceptional World Cup. Certain teams I have not doing too well, which shouldn't surprise most people. I feel it's been a bit hectic for certain teams, but here we go. Let's go ahead and get into my predictions that I have here. Let's see. All right, so for the first two groups here, we have Group A and Group B. I have Netherlands, Senegal, Ecuador, and Qatar. I think this group picks itself. If there is a flip-flop, it may be Senegal because they don't have Mane with Ecuador. So there may be a flip-flop there, but I'm pretty sure everybody would have the same group there. And then going on to Group B, Qatar is not going to do shit, let's be honest. I mean, unless they pay off one of these countries so that they possibly get third or second, those motherfuckers don't have a chance. So we're just going to skip them. Even though they're opening up with Ecuador, which is a viable game for them. You know, it could be a good game for them considering this is their first World Cup and it is in their country. But in my opinion, they don't really have a shot. Group B, I have a big shocker for the U.S. Yes, I live in the U.S. Yes, I want the U.S. to do well. However, the team is absolute fucking garbage, right? You don't take Gio Reyna. You got Pulisic that is out of form. McKennie is in great shape and in great form, but defensively and going forward, I don't think they have any significant amount of play, any interchangeable play that's actually going to be able to cause problems to any of these teams in here. I don't even, quite frankly, if I'm being honest, I only gave them third because I'm being generous. I don't believe they're going to be third. I believe they're actually going to be fourth, but I gave them third for generosity's sake. But I have England winning the group. I think Wales will definitely do well as well, even though they don't have a great team, but they'll do better than the US considering they're coming in with a whole bunch of garbage players and a whole bunch of garbage play and a garbage coach for that matter. So anywho, moving on to Group C here, we have Argentina, Poland, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia. I have Argentina winning the group. You guys will see why I have Argentina. You guys are going to see Argentina all the way here. But I have Poland finishing over Mexico just because this is probably the weakest Mexican team with the most out of shape, out of form players I've ever seen. Typically, Mexico has some banger players coming through to the World Cup, but they don't have that this time, in my opinion. And I don't think they're going to do that well. I think the equalizer in this group is going to be that Poland has a world-class striker like Lewandowski, and he may be able to just carry them to that second place there. I think Mexico is going to be third, and Saudi Arabia, obviously, we all know they're just there to give out points. So Group D here, we have France, Denmark, Tunisia, and Australia. I think this group also picks itself. If anything, Denmark could even finish first, considering they have a really great squad coming into this World Cup this year. But I think France will just have too much to dominate all three other teams in that group. And looking at this Group E here, this one was one that I had a big struggle with because looking at Germany, Spain, Japan, and Costa Rica, Spain just hasn't been scoring enough goals for me lately for me to believe that they can be first. And second was also for generosity's sake, because they have been there before and they typically do okay prior to them falling out in, I believe it was 2014 or 2018, whatever World Cup it was. But for now, I have Germany, Spain, Japan, and Costa Rica. If anybody's going to be a shocker there, I think it's actually going to be Japan, probably sneaking into that second place, if anything. And then the next group here, Group F, we have Belgium, Croatia, Canada, Morocco. That group picks itself. I think we know. I think it's going to be a great showing for Canada. They have some great young players, but I don't think they're going to have enough to do anything. And then you have Morocco, which are basically going to be the point givers. So they're just going to be giving out either 1 point or 3 points in the groups. So, and then Group G, I know this one is going to be a shocker, but I have Brazil, I have Cameroon, I have Switzerland, and I have Serbia. I think Cameroon is going to be a shocker in this World Cup. Typically, we usually have some African teams that do well, and you're going to see why. Looking at my Group H, I'm pretty sure everybody's looking at Group H right now, like, how do I have Ghana third? I'm going to explain to you guys why that team is absolute garbage. The coach is garbage. That team has some big issues, right? Today they beat Switzerland, but that doesn't give that doesn't mean anything, right? That doesn't mean anything at all until the World Cup actually starts. But I have Cameroon second, I have Switzerland, and then I have Serbia. And then in Group H, I have Portugal finishing first, but that could be interchanged as well with Uruguay, because they still have some world-class players that were Cavani and Suarez, great strikers that are still in decent form, I would say. And then I have Ghana third and Korea fourth. Ghana just comes into this World Cup with no kind. I don't even know if they have any expectations. Usually, the African team we're all looking forward to seeing, as an African man myself, right? As a Togolese person, that when Togo made it to the 2006 World Cup, it was great for our country to be there. However, Togo's not going to be there all the time. So the country that we usually go for after that, for an African country for that matter, is Ghana. And they have just been playing absolutely horrible. They were even lucky to get to this point because Nigeria was playing some fantastic football. They just couldn't score for them to make it to the World Cup. And I don't even think Nigeria would have done that well either. But Ghana just has no kind of foundation. They always want to play these political games by playing the Ayew brothers, who are absolute fucking garbage. They haven't played at an elite level for so long now that why should they be starting in a World Cup? Why? But anyways, I feel like I'm just ranting about Ghana at this point. But anywho, moving on to the quarterfinals, or excuse me, the rounds of 16 here. I have Netherlands versus Wales. Obviously, Netherlands is going to go through there. And then I have Argentina versus Denmark. It's going to be a tough game, but I think Messi is going to be the difference in this game, which he is going to be throughout this whole tournament, in my opinion. And then I have Germany versus Croatia. Germany goes through there. And then Brazil versus Uruguay. Brazil will definitely take the win as well there. And let's see here. England versus Senegal. I think that's going to be a tight game. Possibly goes to penalties, and then maybe England wins on penalties. Even though Senegal has Mendy, which I believe is a better keeper than Pickford. Hopefully he's actually not starting, but they're most likely going to start him because Southgate's a fucking idiot. But anywho. And then we have France versus Poland. I think France will definitely take that one. Belgium versus Spain. I believe that's where Belgium is going to be stopped. I just don't think they have enough quality to make it past Spain, even though Spain has not looked that great either. And then after that, we have Portugal versus Cameroon. I think that's going to be the end of the road for Cameroon. But you never know in this World Cup, right? Because certain teams may just show up and it may just be a smash and grab. And then started from the bottom going back up here. I have Portugal versus Spain, and I think that's where it's going to be the end for Spain. Ronaldo is also going to be a big factor in this World Cup. I believe he's going to have to prove something, especially considering the interview that he just did with Piers. absolutely blasting Manchester United, he's going to have to show proofs and signs of life that he can still do this at the top level, so that he probably has a club to go back to, or else he's going to be home. And then we have Brazil versus Germany, and I think this is going to be the end of the road for Brazil. They just always have a tough time with those German teams, and I think that's going to be it for them. And then moving on to the, let's see here, the semifinals. I have Argentina versus Germany, and I think that's where Argentina is actually going to get revenge over Germany. And that game may also be a bit cagey, maybe a 1-0, maybe a 2-0, or a 2-1. It could go either way, but I see Argentina going all the way there. And going down here, we have Portugal versus France. That's going to be a banger of a game if it does so happen to end up the way I think it will. And then I have France going through there. And then in our final, I have Argentina versus France. And I have Argentina lifting the fucking World Cup. Finally, Messi gets the long-awaited one-up over Cristiano Ronaldo. I think this is it. And obviously, this is both of them. Obviously, this is their last World Cup. But I think Messi is going to be able to carry his team because of the focal point that he is now, because Scaloni has them playing excellent football with the structure. And I believe that Scaloni has more resilient players that France will ever have, right? Because I just see those France players, especially with them losing Kante and Pogba in that midfield, there's going to be a resilience that I don't think that midfield is going to be able to cope with, the Paul and Paredes, right? So I have Messi finally winning the World Cup, getting that one up over Cristiano Ronaldo, lifting the cup, going back to Argentina, celebrating with his people. It's going to be an absolutely great World Cup, and I can't wait to see what transpires in these groups, man. Let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with my groups? Do you not agree with my groups? What are your predictions and opinions about this World Cup? Let me know. Go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It's been your boy JMKTV, and I'll see you guys next time.